There we go. Good morning, everybody. It's 9 o'clock on this beautiful Wednesday morning. Nice Wednesday morning. I just stopped at a rest stop to get something to drink and taking back off. Let's see where we're at. We're in Midway, Kentucky. Hope everybody's doing fine on this beautiful morning. Got about 2.5 hours before I get back to pick up my other trailer. So, ride along and chat. Mainly amongst each other because I haven't figured out a way to get anything to read chat to. So, good morning, good morning. I also haven't found a way to get my microphone to work, but I'm still trying. In Frankfort now, which is the capital of Kentucky, on I-64 westbound. Roads are a little rough every once in a while. That's the Midwest for you. The roads aren't that great. Even though this, I don't know if this is considered Midwest or not. I've always considered it kind of the Midwest. I know it's the South. Kentucky is considered the front porch of the South, so. Louisville's 54 miles, which is not bad. I'd love to live stream through not downtown Louisville, but through the interstate part of Louisville. So y'all and a little bit of downtown Louisville, like the Galt House and Muhammad Ali Center, maybe. I don't know if you can see that from the interstate, really. The Science Museum with the dinosaur on top, that'd be cool for y'all to see. Kentucky or to the Bluegrass State. It's not a bad state. It actually has a lot to do. There's a lot of attractions here in Kentucky. And a lot of caves. You got Kentucky Down Under, which is where you can actually feed kangaroos and pet kangaroos. Kind of cool. And then, of course, Mammoth Cave is there at Kentucky Down Under. There's a lot to do there. If you're looking for something that's kid friendly, or if you don't have kids, it's still fun to go. You got Dinosaur World, which, depending on how excited you are about concrete statues of dinosaurs, it can be worth it or not worth it. There's a lot of distilleries in Kentucky you can go to. There's a lot of attractions. The Science Museum in Louisville, Kentucky is not bad to go to. The Louisville Zoo is not bad. There's a place in Lexington we went one time with the boys. I don't remember the name of it, but it is pretty cool. They had a bubble room. They had a paper airplane flying machine where you can build your paper airplane, and this machine would launch it. They had all kinds of different things for kids to do. I think it was like one price for all day. It's not bad. The Louisville Slugger Museum is in Louisville. That's fun to go through if you're a baseball, any kind of baseball fan. You got the Louisville Bats baseball game. You got, I think, the city or Louisville City soccer fan. There's a walking bridge downtown Louisville. There's a lot. There's a Corvette Museum. Hey, Ghosty. How you doing, sir? We got the Corvette Museum down in Bowling Green. Kentucky has a lot to offer. If you're ever around Kentucky, you want to explore. How you doing today, Ghosty? I'm on I-64 westbound heading towards Louisville right now, Ghosty. So you probably know exactly where I'm at, sir. Being that you're a fellow Kentuckian. Yes, sir. Thing when you got a delivery job, no matter what, you're always on the road. Big trucks, pickup trucks, it doesn't matter. If you're delivering, you're on the road. Gotta chase that grind, sir. I'm just glad it's a beautiful morning, no rain or cold weather or anything. It's kind of nice. Talking before you jumped on, Ghost, I was just talking about all the different places you can go and different attractions here in Kentucky. Kentucky has a lot to offer. So. There's actually also, I forgot, there's a natural bridge trail somewhere here in Kentucky as well. My wife's been wanted me to take her to, so that's another place that would be fun to go. Ghost, did you get the notification that I went live, or did you just happen to stumble upon my live stream? Yes, I forgot the Cumberland Falls. We got that too. Cumberland Falls is a good place to go. And then of course, you got all the wonderful lakes here in Kentucky to go fishing in as well. Nice, sir. Thank you. I'm glad that the notifications are getting sent out. Yeah, I know you got, like I was saying, you got all the nice rivers. You got Kentucky Lake, Kentucky River, Cumberland Lake. You got Rough River, Nolin Lake. You got, of course, the Ohio Lake and Ohio River, not lake, Ohio River, and all the little lakes and streams that come off of that to go fishing in. So there's a lot of fishing areas. That. Yes, you live Cumberland Lake, correct, Ghost? I don't think I've ever been to Cumberland Lake or Lake Cumberland, but I've been on Ohio, been to Rough River, Nolin Lake, and a couple other ones. I don't think I've ever been to Lake Cumberland or there's also Taylorsville Lake too. There's a lot of fishing. There's hiking and a lot of trails and forests. So actually out in eastern Kentucky you got the Appalachian Mountains, you got Daniel Boone National Forest. There's a lot to do here in Kentucky. Actually, I think Kentucky's one of the top ranking states that has the most attractions or most things to do there. I've been by Barren River, but I've never been on Barren River. I used to work down there and have to drive over it every week, so I know where that's at, but I've never been on it. Me and my dad, we used to go, well, of course, out on the Ohio River. We used to bowfish out there. My dad did. I never really got into bow fishing, but we used to also fish on Ohio and all the little inlets and stuff. Used to go down to Yellowbank, down in Breck County, or Breckenridge County, and there's a boat ramp down there. We used to put in down there and fish all the way out to the Ohio, and then fish the Ohio River too. So you can catch some pretty good-sized fish out on the Ohio, especially like catfish and stuff. Not too bad. I wouldn't really eat anything out of the Ohio though. Kentucky is a state with many opportunities or many different things to do, from kid-friendly all the way up to adult-owned. You got anything from hike fishing, camping, all the way to bourbon tastings, alcohol related stuff. There's a lot to do. Yeah. No, nothing out of the Ohio. It's fun to catch things out of the Ohio River, but to keep it and eat it, no. The only way I'm keeping it is if it's a fish big enough to like cut up and use for bait. About it. I'm not gonna eat it. And heck, people tell stories all the time that there's catfish big enough at the bottom of the river to eat a car. So I don't know how true that is, but I don't think I want to find out either. Ghost, if you're still on here, I need your help connecting my headset mic to my live stream so I can use that mic instead of using my phone microphone where I gotta yell at my phone. So I might get with you later on that if you know anything about it. But for right now, I'll just yell. Hey, Old Gamer Wayne entered the house. How you doing, sir? Thank you, Ghost. Wayne, this probably looks a little different to you, but this is how the middle of the country looks. This is how Kentucky looks here. Not bad this morning. It's my truck says it's about 70 degrees. Come on, Wayne. Got an open invitation, sir. You come visit me, Wayne. I'll take you to the good food spots. I know you like food. lot of places in my hometown, Wayne, that a lot of the restaurants there are locally owned, so they have their own like specialties and own recipes and stuff like that. So you and Miss Carol come visit, show you all the good food places. Yes, sir. Good old-fashioned home cooking sometimes. That, if you can't find something to do, we'll find. You can go somewhere else and find something to do. There's a lot to do here in Kentucky. If you like to golf, Wayne, there's like I think 3 different golf courses in just the town that I live in. So there's a bunch of shops Miss Carol probably like. Wayne, how are you feeling today? You getting over your sickness that you was getting you down earlier? Yes, sir. I'm glad you're feeling better. Hope you keep feeling better and getting stronger every day. Gotta love road construction. Seems like summertime or weather construction, more and more of it. I'm trying not to let my truck beep. It's hard when traffic starts congestion up. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask, how's the video and the audio quality? Can y'all hear me okay? I know it's probably getting drowned out by the beeping when it starts beeping, but I'm going to try not to let that happen. Thank you, Mr. Wayne. Thank you. I know I can always count on you. We're almost to Louisville, which is somewhere where I really want y'all to see. Like I said, y'all be able to see the Ohio River and some of the places in downtown Louisville there. Just got to get there. About, I'd say about 20 miles till we get to that part, but it's all good. Yeah, that says 29 miles, so about 29 miles. Right now it's just farmland, which I'm okay with farmland. Farmland is beautiful to me. I know a lot of people don't like it. Well, some people don't. Farmland is very beautiful. I would rather have farmland than subdivisions. I know we need subdivisions, but for people to live, but I'd rather have farmland. I don't like it when these older farmers who have lots of farmland either retire and get out of the business or they pass away or whatever, and the family doesn't want to take care or take over the farm, and they sell it to a contractor or to a company or something. They just subdivide it, or they build on it. I don't like it. We need our farmland. We need our open fields and just land that's not developed. I know one day, hopefully I won't be here, none of my kids or grandkids will be here, but one day, I don't know if you'll be able to find a piece of land that's not developed on. Hopefully that's never happens. If it does, it happens a long time from now. As this world gets busier and busier, though, they're gonna have to make more or develop more stuff and more houses and more subdivisions. Miss Dust Bunny, how are you? Well, hopefully I can keep you entertained during your walk, Miss Dust Bunny. Glad you could join us. Dust Bunny, we're just taking a drive on I-64 westbound towards Louisville, Kentucky right now. And actually to my right is the University of Louisville Golf Club, which, if any of y'all follow golf, is where they had a PGA golf event not too long ago, and one of these professional golfers hit somebody or hit a police officer or something and got arrested and stuff out here in Louisville for it. But yeah, that was at the University of Louisville Golf Club. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's where it happened at. Can't think of the golfer's name right off the top of my head. I can watch golf, but I don't follow it enough to know everybody's names and stuff. Yes, ma'am, I will be safe and I will be careful. I try to be. I try to drive safely and carefully and watch out for all the other cars around me. But out on the road, you never know what's going to happen. You just gotta drive and be prepared for the unpredictable. So, in my years of driving, I've had many things happen that you'd never imagine happen. I've had people literally pull out in front of me from a dead stop on the interstate in the middle lane. I've had people almost cut me off so much where they've taken the hood mirror that's down the left side of the screen there off the front of my truck. I had a semi-truck driver almost do that at the back of his trailer one time when I first started driving. I've had people tailgate me so much that I couldn't, the only thing I could see was the shadow of their vehicle. That's it. So, you just gotta be prepared for the unpredictable and drive the best that you can. Try to be professional, but I don't think anybody's really a professional driver. They just, you get muscle memory and get used to it. As far as being a professional, I don't know about that. what they call us, but I don't know. Miss Dust Bunny, you be careful on your walk. I know you do it every morning, but still be careful. And of course, Ghost, be careful on your drive. Yes. So you can see our mirrors, we can see you. There's other tricks where I know what to do to see people, like watching. If it's after early in the morning or afternoon, I can look at the shadows and see the shadow of cars. But if you ever see a truck kind of swerve a little bit, that's because they're trying to see if there's somebody behind you. So, or behind them, I should say. But I've done that before. I've been driving and noticed that the car that I saw behind me earlier, don't see it no more, and I didn't see it past me. So I kind of swerve within my lane, and you'll catch a glimpse of something. And usually, if they're that close to me, I either switch lanes or I slow down, because a lot of times they're just trying to ride on the back of my trailer to save fuel. Which, if you've ever watched Mythbusters, they'll tell you that you don't save that much fuel tailgating a semi-truck. So, and it's very, very unsafe. But I'll slow down to the point where the people behind me don't want to be behind me no more, and they'll pass me. Or I'll switch lanes if it's clear and there's no other traffic. I'll switch lanes. If they switch lanes with me, I'll switch back, and then I'll slow down. The thing about it is, you got to watch the cars behind you, because as a semi-truck driver, nobody knows what you're hauling most of the time. But if you're hauling high valuable stuff, then people will follow you and could possibly hijack your truck and trailer. So you got to be alert, not just with the traffic in front of you, but around you and behind you. Make sure nobody's following you or anything. So I always take a very big precaution when it comes to people following me and how closely or how far they follow me. I always pay attention to that stuff. See, like right now it's 9:43 in the morning, so I can still see shadows if there was a car behind me. But there is no car behind me, so, or right behind me, so there won't be no shadow. did everybody get the notification that I went live, or did y'all have to find out a different way? But I wanted to make sure that my lives are getting pushed out from YouTube and not just Discord or anything. So this is the beginning of Louisville. This is the Jeffersontown, Middletown area, but it's still considered Louisville. Thank you, Miss Dust Bunny. I'm glad. It's good. Now this is actual, like, well, it's still the Middletown area, so we'll be to the downtown area here shortly. Got to go through a tunnel, and then we'll be there. Like I was saying earlier, downtown Louisville, there's lots of things to do just downtown. There's a walking bridge where you can walk across the Ohio River over into Indiana. There's the Muhammad Ali Center. There's Louisville Slugger Museum, where you can go and take a tour and see how the Louisville Slugger bats are made and the history from all that. There's Louisville Bats, the baseball game, stadium, Louisville City soccer stadium games. Fraser Museum, which is one of the largest museums in Kentucky. There's the Galt House, which is a very nice hotel. There's the Science Center, Kentucky Arts Center. So if you like watching plays and stuff, Kentucky Arts Center, they put on some pretty good plays. Or they used to. I haven't been there since I was a little kid in elementary school. There's quite a bit to do up here. There's Kentucky Kingdom, which is a amusement park. It used to be Six Flags before, and then it went back to Kentucky Kingdom because Six Flags sold it. They didn't want to be there anymore, so Kentucky Kingdom took over. Trying to think if there's anything else. There's the waterfront, which is really nice. You can go ride on the Belle of Louisville, which is a paddle boat. And then I think there's a littler version of the Belle of Louisville. I can't remember what it's called. I think it might be, no, it's not the Belle of St. Louis, but there's another little boat, paddle boat there, so it'd be kind of cool to ride on a paddle boat on the Ohio. There's Joe's Crab Shack if you like seafood, right there on the water. I know at the Kentucky Exposition Center, there's they have the championship rodeo there every once in a while. The National Truck and Tractor Pull Championship there. We have Farm Machinery Show along with the truck and tractor pull. So there's a lot to do just in Louisville alone, but in Kentucky a lot. I know I've already said that. So, Miss Dust Bunny, how many miles do you walk every morning? Since you took me on your walk. How many miles are we going? Skittle. There's a yellow car over there. How many people on road trips play Skittle? Which, when you see a yellow car, you yell Skittle and then you get a point for it. Or if you see a yellow Hummer, you say Hummer and you automatically win no matter what. How many people play that game? I know me and my kids, we play it. They start losing and they don't want to play no more. Alright. I might be a little tired after 3 miles, but I'll go with you. It's been a while since I've walked 3 miles at one time. Here's the tunnel. It goes under Cherokee Park. Also, excuse my my dirty windshield. Yeah, call it Skittle. It's easier to say because every time you see a yellow car, it's hard to be like yellow car. So just say Skittle. It's a lot easier and quicker. You can say it quicker. So. It's a fun road trip game. I'll say that. Especially if you have younger kids or kids that don't like, they keep going, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Now, play Skittle with them. They're more concentrated on looking for yellow vehicles. Now, the rules to this game, Wayne, yellow vehicles, one, it has to be mostly yellow. You can't just have a little bit of yellow in it. It has to be mostly yellow. Or if it's like a semi-truck, the cab has to be yellow or mostly yellow. School buses don't count because most school buses are yellow. Construction vehicles do not count because most construction vehicles are yellow. Taxi cabs don't count because taxi cabs mostly are yellow. But everything else is fair game. Cars, motorcycles, big trucks, tour buses count. So there's a few rules, but it's not that bad. And if you see a Hummer that's yellow, automatically, it's automatic win to whoever says Hummer first. So you could be in last place and turn around and win the whole game by seeing the yellow Hummer, because the yellow Hummer is very rare, or used to be rare when the game came out. You're seeing them more and more, but you still don't see them that often. So if you see a yellow Hummer, say Hummer, and you automatically win. And no, Mascara, we're not there yet. Oh, to the right, that round-looking bridge was the walking bridge. It used to be an old railroad bridge that they decommissioned, and instead of a lot of money to tear it down, they spent a little bit of money to build pedestrian ramps on both sides, and then they concreted the top of it. They left, I don't know, it's been a bit. I think they left the rails on there and just concreted around it. Because you can see where the old rails used to be. And I don't know if y'all heard about the semi that was hanging off the 2nd Street Bridge. The 2nd Street Bridge is the bridge right in front of me. A semi truck went across, and there's something going on. It made them swerve, and the whole semi truck was hanging over the side of the bridge. The trailer tires were holding it on the bridge from going in the water. And it made national news. So you can probably look it up and find it. But it made national news. To the right, the Belle of Louisville sitting over there. To the left is the golf house. And right above me, what I'm about to go under, is the Belvedere. Louisville's a really cool place. The Ali Center we just passed, and the Science Center we just passed. That is downtown Louisville pretty much. Now you get into the west end of Louisville, which not all people go to the west end of Louisville. It's not the greatest area. It's not that bad area, but it's not the greatest. And then to the right is the channel going up to the lock system in Ohio. About 2 miles or so, we'll cross the Sherman-Minton Bridge to go into New Albany, Indiana. Won't be too bad. Now, one of the goals that I'm trying to accomplish in this truck is, my truck right now is sitting at 293,494 miles on this truck. I'm trying to hit 300,000 miles before my 2-year mark with this company, which is July 10th, which leaves me, well, as of yesterday, a month. So I have about 30 days to hit about 6,500 more miles. I don't know if I'll make it, but that's my goal. I want to hit 300,000 miles on this truck before then. Do y'all think I can make it? I got about 2,000 to 2,500 miles a week. I got about 4 weeks, so if I don't make it, it'll be close. But I think I'll be able to make it, but it'll be close if I don't. I think I can too, man. I just think it's going to be close. Welcome back, Ghost. Welcome back. like I said, I think I can make it because I really only need 6,500 miles, and if you go 4 times 2, that's 8. So this, what I'm coming up on, is the Sherman-Minton Bridge. It's the only bridge around this area that has it where westbound traffic's on top, eastbound traffic's on down below on the second level. Which is kind of nice because it's a smaller bridge, but we can still have 2 or 3 lanes going across it. Now we're in New Albany, Indiana. Now, one question I've always had about the Ohio River is, if you look at the Ohio River and you look at like the state boundaries, I'm sure you do, Ghosted, I'm sure you do. But if you look exactly at the boundary of the state line and everything, Kentucky owns more of the river than Ohio does. So why is it called the Ohio River and not something else? It is a neat bridge, Wayne. I've always liked the Sherman-Minton, and now actually, quite a while now. The other bridge, I-65 bridge going across the river, is now a toll bridge. It used to not be, but now it is since they built the new one. And it's a big, huge bridge. I mean, it's probably 5-6 lanes across, going across there. But it's a toll bridge. You got to pay to go across it. Pay by license plate or get a pass that scans. The Sherman-Minton Bridge is actually the only one around here that is not a toll bridge. So I like it. Yeah, Ghost, I'm sure you've traveled that bridge many times. Well, you say that you have. I don't doubt it. One cool thing about Indiana, though, going right across the bridge from Louisville, is you got a lot of stuff to do as well. You got Bass Pro Shop right across the road, right across the bridge there. You got all kinds of different shopping areas and stuff, so not too bad. You can spend a whole day in Louisville and southern Indiana and always have something to do. Skittle. There's another one over there. So that's 2 that I've seen. See how many of those we can get. There's another Skittle. That's 3. That's good, Miss Dust Bunny. Because I'm getting a little winded. Ghost. I don't know how well that would go being in a semi-truck. But I'll tell you this though, I've gotten pretty good. I can get pretty close to them. I don't do it when there's people standing. Yes, sir, Fred. Yes, sir. We're in Georgetown, Indiana, just across the Sherman Bridge, Indiana. So, yes, sir. It is I-64 West. You must be a well-traveled person as well if you can look at a stream and see exactly where I'm at. Because if I'm not mistaken, you are from Charleston, West Virginia. I came through Charleston, West Virginia yesterday, about 6 o'clock or so, yesterday afternoon. I didn't live stream going through there, but I came through it. Hello, Whiskey. How you doing, sir? Welcome to the drive. How are you doing today, Whiskey? See, Whiskey, you're out, I was going to say, you're out there in Oregon, Washington area. It's what? It's 10 here. You're about 4 hours behind me, so it's 6 o'clock there? You're from Park City, okay. I know, Fred, one time you commented on my video that I did going through Charleston, West Virginia. So, I thought you was from Charleston. You say you used to live in Breckenridge. What state is that? 708. Okay. Thanks, Wiz. Thanks for letting me know the viewer count and the like count. But Fred, that Breckenridge, is that, what state is that? Is that still West Virginia? Ah, okay. I would say the state, but I don't say it correctly, so. Actually, if I remember right from my last, or my first live stream, or one of them, thanks, Ghost. I don't say it correctly, and Rob fusses at me every time I say it wrong. But if I'm remembering correctly, Fred, you've been to a lot of states except for like 5 or 6, if I'm not mistaken, sir. Also, Whiskey, you said 7 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock here, so you're 3 hours. No. Yeah, 3 hours behind. Sorry. It's way too early. Way too early. Okay. So, what, 4 states? Oh, that's close. That's close. Not too bad. Yeah, Fred, that's right. So I think that'd be a cool job to do. Drive a semi, or not a semi truck. I do that for a living. Drive a cement truck. Be kind of cool. But I would not. I would want to drive one like that, where the spout's in the front, and you can operate it while you're driving. Like you can sit in the driver's seat and still operate what's it called? The spout. There we go. The ones where the spout's in the back, it's just, you can't be in the driver's seat and operate it as good. The one with the spout in the front, you can operate it and get the job done quicker because you can move your truck while you're operating it. So if you're pouring concrete walls or something, you can start at one end of the wall, pour the concrete in, and slowly move forward as you're pouring the concrete. Or you can stop pouring the concrete, pull forward a little bit, and start pouring again. When my uncle had his house built, that's how they did it. I always thought it was cool. I was younger then, but I thought it was pretty cool. If I could make the money doing it, I would go work for a concrete company doing that. Yes, sir. See you, Wayne. Fred, what did you think was interesting? The concrete truck, how you can operate it like that? It is cool. I've always thought that operating a concrete truck is pretty cool, and dump trucks. The way that the skill that they have to be able to lay gravel and spread it down a driveway with just the truck and dumping it out. It probably takes a lot of skill to do that. Be able to pull forward just fast enough, but also just slow enough to be able to spread the gravel evenly down a driveway. I love watching them do it. I love watching concrete truck operators operate the trucks too. That and cranes. I love cranes. be cool to be able to drive a crane down the road. Because you gotta think, they don't move for no reason. They move slow because they're so massive. I think it'd be cool to have a crane operator license to be able to operate a crane and stuff. My motto's always been the bigger the vehicle, the more I want to drive it, because it's more of a challenge. So I've always wanted to drive bigger vehicles. When I got the opportunity to get my CDL, I was very, very happy, nervous, and kind of nervous and anxious at the same time, because I wanted to get my CDL, but I wasn't sure if I was smart enough and studied enough to pass the test to get my CDL. But once I passed the written exam and got my permit, and then went to school and was able to jump into a semi truck and start learning the maneuvers and everything that I needed to learn for the test, I was still nervous, but I was confident that I was able to do it. I just wasn't confident when it came to the test, because I know that I'm a bad test taker. I can know the information, literally know what I need to do, but not have the confidence to be able to pass it, or not know that I passed it. Pittsburgh, I do not like Pittsburgh, especially driving a truck through Pittsburgh. But I've done it, but I don't like it. But no, back to my CDL story. I wasn't confident that I was going to be able to pass the test because my nerves were going to get to me. But my wife told me that she's like, you'll pass it the first time without a doubt. I believe in you, so. And I'm glad she did, because I did pass it the first time. Without her, I don't know if I would have. I don't know if I would have the confidence to do it. Fred, I used to deliver to Dollar Generals through a contracted company, and I used to pull out of the distribution center there in Zanesville, Ohio, and they used to send us to Pittsburgh. I didn't like it one bit, because the roads are just so tight. It's hard to get through there. So that, and to get out of Pittsburgh, going through the tunnel, it sucks. Especially like rush hour traffic. So I have the utmost respect for your father driving a truck through Pittsburgh, especially back in the 60s and 70s when they didn't have automatic trucks and it was a manual truck. It makes it even harder. I haven't been paying attention to any yellow cars on the other side of the road. I know I'm at 3 right now that I've noticed and paid attention to. Yes, the tunnel, coming through the tunnel when there was no traffic and seeing the skyline was awesome. But you had to find a time when there was no traffic. And I don't know if there is a time where there's no traffic there in Pittsburgh. I can tell you the best time to go through Chicago is between 2 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the morning. But Pittsburgh, I think Pittsburgh's awake and moving 24/7. So 2 to 3 a.m. Yeah, I guess I guess I never went through Pittsburgh at that time. Of course, my company would always dispatch me out at the times where I go through Pittsburgh when it's the busiest time of the day, where I got delivery time in Pittsburgh at the busiest time of the day. So it's crazy. I will say though, being able to travel to Pittsburgh and like Chicago and all these major cities in these different states, it's fun to interact with people and just to see the different cultures from city to city and state to state. Because even cities in the same state, you got different cultures sometimes. So it's cool to see how people do things sometimes and how different life is in the cities and countrysides and the different states. I will say that I've met some nice people in Pittsburgh, and then there's also not so nice people in Pittsburgh. But you get that everywhere. So it's not too bad, I guess. I've had some ups and downs with people in different states and different cities. Now, if I had to, somebody's like, oh, let's go to Pittsburgh for vacation and see what they have. I don't know if I would. I've been to Philadelphia, or I've drove through Philadelphia, I should say. I drove through it on the interstate, but that goes above the city. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. I would never want to get off the interstate from Philadelphia because traffic on the interstate wasn't bad, but it was still congested. I could only imagine the surface streets. But I've been through Philadelphia to Jersey. I've never been to Boston. I have a great uncle. No, I have a great uncle who's 98, 99 years old that lives up there near Boston. I don't think he lives in Boston, but I think he lives about an hour or so away from Boston. I don't know which direction. He lives up there somewhere, and I know my sister and her kids and my grandma, before she passed away, drove up there. My grandma was talking about how the traffic is just, it's not good. I don't know. I would like to go up there and stuff, but oh, that's cool, Ghost. I'd like to drive up there and stuff, but I don't know. I've always said I wanted to drive in New York State. New York City, keep me clear from it. But New York State, like upstate New York and stuff, I wouldn't mind driving up there. But New York City, nah, too big for this country boy. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I'd probably be very paranoid going to New York City. I wouldn't like too many people. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Fred, I wouldn't even want to walk in New York City, let alone drive a semi-truck. No, people can have that. What about Washington? Whiskey, I want to drive out there. I've been as far as Utah, but like I would love to come up there to Oregon and Washington area. California, that's a hit or miss, but Washington, yeah, I've heard that it's beautiful out there. I'd love to come out there and drive, or just come out there. It'd be fun to see. Good, Mr. Dustman. I'm glad you made it. I think I'm a couple miles back. I don't think I made it. But yes, Whiskey out Washington. I want to come out there and just see the big old what are they? The big old red trees. I can't remember what they are right off the top of my head. Redwoods, yes, Fred, that's what it is. I had my coffee, but it doesn't mean I'm totally awake right now. I had my coffee and now I'm onto my Mountain Dew for the day, so it's not all there. Now, Whiskey, is there like redwoods all over the state of Washington, or just in a certain spot? Also, Miss Dust Bunny, my great uncle up there in Massachusetts, who is now, like I said, I think 98, 99 years old. He used to walk 5 miles every day. Get up at like 4:30 in the morning, walk 5 miles, and be done. Nope. All right, I'm back. Fred, I probably drink too much Mountain Dew and not enough coffee, but I do like my Mountain Dew. Okay. So y'all have like a different version of the redwood. I know it's not redwood, but it's still big trees. Fred, I saw that you drink diet. I don't know how people drink diet. I can't get the taste for it with all the fake sugar and stuff in it. I don't know. I drink the regular Mountain Dew. I probably should drink like zero sugar or Mountain Dew, but I like the regular Mountain Dew. Now, Fred, have you tried all the different flavors that Mountain Dew has? And if you have, which one's your favorite? And which one's your least favorite? Because there's one that I don't like when it comes to Mountain Dew. I don't like the which one is it? Pineapple or pineapple coconut or something like that. I don't like it. It doesn't taste good. Whiskey, I do drink a little bit of water. I don't drink enough. I need to drink more. But I do drink water. I understand that, Fred, but I don't know. I was told when I went and got my DOT physical, not the first time I got it, because I had to get it before I got licensed in the CDL, but my second DOT physical that I had to get, which I got to get it every two years, the doctor told me that he found protein and stuff in my urine and asked me what I drink, if I drink water and stuff. I was like, I drink Mountain Dew. He's like, how much? I was like, well, I got about a 30-ounce cup that I fill up probably 4 or 5 times a day. He's like, that's way too much Mountain Dew. You need to lay off of it. So I did for the longest time, but I've slowly come back to it. I don't drink that much though. I'll drink maybe a bottle or 2 a day. That's it. And then I try to switch over to water and drink water. Or Blue Pirate. I'm addicted to Fountain Blue Pirate. I love it. So, it's different. Like I said, I try to drink water. It doesn't always work out, but I like the taste of water though. But I do like the taste of Mountain Dew as well. That's cool, Fred. I like the voltage and the red, code red, and the LimeWire. I like a lot of the other ones, a lot of the different ones, but I don't like the pineapple coconut one or the gingerbread one. That one, I don't like it either. And I've never tried it. I'm not a big gingerbread person. I know I won't like it. But I also drink Dr. Pepper along with Mountain Dew. And my favorite Dr. Pepper flavor is the Dr. Pepper and cream soda. So I do drink that as well. Like I said, if I go to the truck stop and see you later, whiskey. If I go to the truck stop and get a drink though, it's usually Blue Pirate in the fountain. Yes sir, have a good day at work there, whiskey. I got about an hour left till I get to my destination. So I'll stream for a little less than an hour. Yeah, Ghost, you drive a pickup truck in a box trailer, don't you? Which can be just as challenging at times, especially if you especially because people don't know how to take vehicles with trailers. Thank you, Fred. You have a good day. Fred has left the stream. That's actually a pretty nice sized trailer there, Ghost. I think the biggest box trailer I pulled back when I was younger on the fire department, I think it was either 12 foot or 20 foot, I can't remember. But yes, ma'am, Miss Dust Bunny. It's 75 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. It was a little cool this morning. It was about 56 degrees this morning when I got out of the truck, going to the truck stop, get my coffee and stuff. It's not bad now. Not bad at all. I got 72 miles until I get, well, no, I got 60 miles until I get to where I'm going. And if any of y'all like amusement parks, there's one out here called Holiday World, which is actually really nice because, like the name says, Holiday World, every part of the park is a different, or each section is a different holiday. So they got a holiday for like 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, and then they got a huge water park as well. The tickets are a little expensive to get in, but you get free parking and free drinks all day long. So it's not too bad. For the price, you get a lot to do. Miss Dust Bunny, how's the weather down there in Arkansas? Well, you just answered my question. 80 degrees and 67% humidity. Whew, that humidity gets you every time. That's why I like it out in like the Midwest, out there in like South Dakota and North Dakota. There's no humidity, it's dry. But 75 degrees, it's nice out there. It's not too bad. Yes, Ghost. I've driven past there before. I don't know if I made a video on it though. But yeah, my wife went to the art or the creation museum, and it was. She said it was nice. A little expensive for what it is, but nice. I would like to go to. Yeah, Miss Dust Bunny, that's in northern Kentucky. Pretty sure it's up there by, what is it, 75, 71 and 75 that goes over into Cincinnati. It's over by Cincinnati, Ohio, in Kentucky area. Yeah, pretty sure it's not on 75 or 71, but it's close to it. But if you look it up, on Google and look at the pictures of it, it's pretty nice. Yeah, it's in Covington, Kentucky, which is, I think it's around the Cincinnati, Ohio area. Up there by Florence, Kentucky. Like I said, Ghost, my wife went to the Creation Museum. She said it was nice and stuff, but I think for the price, she said it wasn't all that great for the price, but it's good. It's something to do at least once. That's funny. I just crossed into your time zone. So now I'm on your time now. That's funny. Are you having problems typing? Or is it auto-correcting? Yes, ma'am. GPS says 9:43. Glad you're retracting them and making them shorter. Makes it easier for me to read. And this just like, yes, I like my GPS. I have a Rand McNally Overdrive 8. It has GPS. It's pretty much a tablet with the GPS on it. I can download any app I want on there from the Google. Or not Google, but from the App Store. But I can get SiriusXM through it. There's a camera on it. Used to be able to use it. I haven't figured out how to use it. And I have lifetime updates. So it's not too bad. It was expensive. And I think brand new is like $700. At the time I used my points for Loves. I had about $130 in points that I used towards it, and I still paid like $500 and something. So it was expensive, but it's worth it. I've had it for about 3 years now, or a little over 3 years, and I enjoy it. I like it. I don't really need it now because I know my routes, I know the roads, but it's helped out, especially when I was training new drivers and teaching them how to pre-trip and stuff. I'd use the GPS. I'd type in the address and get a route and then have them overlook the route and make sure everything was good. And then it's good that I can drive and pay attention to the road and know where I'm going, but I have the assurance that the GPS, if I forget something, it'll be there to help me figure out my way. But you can't follow them verbatim because they'll take you places you shouldn't be in a semi truck. But mine, I like mine. I call my GPS Linda though. There's times where she tries to get me to do a U-turn or go somewhere I'm not supposed to be, and I'm like, I'm not listening to you, Linda. But I do enjoy it. And Rand McNally, they're the company that makes the atlases. If you go to a truck stop and buy an atlas, which is a book of maps, they're the ones that make it. Rand McNally is a well-known navigational company. I will say, if y'all see that it's buffering, don't jump off because I'll reconnect. I just might be going through a spot where I don't have that great a signal and stuff. Yes, ma'am. They used to make maps on rocks. They used to take a stone and they chisel in the maps and sell them that way. That's back when they used to, those maps, it was like you go down to this boulder, turn left, go down to the hole in the ground and turn right when you're there. Yes, ma'am, caveman days. First invention was the wheel, the second invention was the map on the stone slab. Yeah, that's why I bought the Rand McNally though, because I knew they were a good company, been around for a long time. Actually, Love's had this GPS on display, so you could mess with it and you could play with it and get all the features that figure out all the features and everything. So I played around with it, liked it, called my wife. I told her, I was like, I really like this GPS and I want to buy it, but it's like $700, $700 and some dollars. She's like, well, if you like it and you need it for your job, she's like, go ahead and just buy it with the credit card and we'll pay it off later. And this GPS, it's paid for itself. It's helped me make my money. So it's a very, very useful tool. It can, actually, when I first bought it came with 6 months of free, 3 or 6 months of free SiriusXM radio, and I loved that. And actually, I paid for SiriusXM radio for, I think the first 2 years that I had this GPS, I paid for the SiriusXM radio on it, and then I went to a company that had SiriusXM radio, or gave us SiriusXM radio. The company I'm with now gives it to us too, but I can't get in good reception if I don't use it. So I stopped paying for it, and I can get it back if I wanted to, but I don't know. I might, because I can get a deal where I pay like $5 to to get it. But I don't know. I might do it. Like I said, I'll probably stream for another 30 minutes or so, and then jump off the stream, switch my trailer, and when I'm heading up towards Michigan, I might jump back on and stream again. I don't know, but I figure I'd let y'all know so y'all can look out for the notification. Ghost was on here. How many points do I get for the barrel cones, Ghost? I know you said 30 for the cones earlier, the little bitty cones. How many points do you get when you hit or knock down the barrel cones? You know, Mr. Dust Bunny, I've actually, when I first started driving and delivering to Dollar Generals, one of the Dollar Generals, 50 points for barrels, okay. One of the Dollar Generals I had to deliver to, they was doing road construction right in front of it. And I could not make the turn without taking out a barrel cone. When I say I had to take it out, I mean I ran over it and flattened it with my trailer because they put it too close to the intersection really to make it hard. They made it hard for regular vehicles to turn in there, but a semi truck was impossible to turn in there without taking it out. And yeah, I could have got out and I could have moved it and stuff, but there was a lot of traffic, so I just had to make the decision. I did my right turn and watched the barrel cone get knocked over, and then ran over by my tandems on my trailer. I have hit barrel cones. Well, that's actually the only barrel cone I've ever hit, but I had to, and I did it at slow speeds. This does not my turn signal. That is the radar on the front of my truck telling me that the vehicle in front of me, I'm either too close to it or it's going slower than me and I'm gaining on it. the radar in the front of my truck, it's used for the adaptive cruise control on my truck. So the adaptive cruise control, or the ACC, I can turn it on, set what speed I want to go, and then that radar shoots a laser out in front of me. And if the vehicle in front of me is going slower than the speed I want to go, or going slower than the speed that I am going, it'll beep, let me know that I'm getting too close. And then if I don't do it, if I don't hit the brakes, the truck will hit the brakes for me and slow me down. The International is the only truck that I know that beeps like that, though, continuously. The Freightliner and the Kenworth, if you get too close, it'll beep once and pop a message up on the screen on the dashboard stating distance warning. And then at that point, if I don't interact, it will gradually hit the brakes. Where the International, it'll slam on the brakes. So that's what that beeping is. I'm trying not to make it happen, but I can't always help it. If you hear that clicking now, Miss Dust Bunny, that's my blinker. I don't know if you can hear that though. So that Holiday World amusement park that I was talking about, if you take this exit right here, exit 63, you go towards Santa Claus, Indiana, you'll hit Holiday World. Which Holiday World being in Santa Claus, Indiana is kind of fitting because, well, Santa Claus is related to Christmas, and Christmas is a holiday, so it kind of works out. I think it's well, it's not a coincidence. They made it happen that way for a reason. There's another Skittle, so that's 4 that I've noticed, at least. Excuse me. I'm trying to think. I think I-64 westbound here, if I was to keep going, I could go all the way to St. Louis. But I'm not going that far. I've really never been that far. I'm sorry, Miss Dust Bunny. I'll be more conscious and not let that happen. I don't want to scare Pepper. Yeah, that radar now is saying that truck in front of me is going 69 miles an hour, which is, he's going faster than me, so it won't beep unless he slows down. I don't know how accurate the radar is. It's nice to have, but I don't know how accurate it is because I've had people fly by me. Of course, I'm governed at 65. I can't go any faster. But I've had people fly by me, and I'll look at the radar, and they'll say that they're going like 86 miles an hour or 90 miles an hour. I know, well, this does mean it is, but it isn't. It is my fault because I can prevent it from beeping. It's not my fault sometimes when people cut me off. So. Nice. You're doing your exercises like Chuck Norris used to do, or probably still does. I remember the old Total Gym commercials where Chuck Norris was the spokesperson. Yeah, my aunt and uncle used to have a Total Gym, and every time I go over, I used to play on it. We put it on its highest setting and use it. They're fun to use, fun to work out with, which I probably need to start working out again, doing my push-ups and stuff, because the St. Jude's push-up challenge should be coming up here soon, and I would like to either record or live stream me doing that challenge and posting it on YouTube so that everybody can join in, and maybe we can raise some money for St. Jude's. I know I talked about it before, and I was supposed to do it this month, but I never got an answer from anybody, so but I'll wait until St. Jude's actually doing the challenge. I'll do it that way. Miss Dust Buddy, are you gonna have Ghosty kiss a catfish for you? That's funny. If you're gonna have him kiss a catfish for you, I don't know about Ghost, but I would not kiss a catfish. Now, like the fish he kissed the other day, not too bad, but the catfish, I don't know. I wouldn't. Catfish is good to eat, but they're an ugly fish, I think. there's something about watching ghost fish. It's very relaxing. It's like you're out there with him fishing. I know I enjoy watching. See, that's the thing, like, they have a catfish, why don't they have a dogfish? What's so special about cats that they get named catfish? Which I know it's because of, like, the whiskers and stuff, but why isn't there, like, a dogfish? Also, Ghost Boy, have you ever been bow fishing, or you just do regular fishing? Also, Miss Dust Bunny, if you notice down in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, there's a mirror there. It's one of my hood mirrors. You don't normally have those on pickup trucks. That's how you can always tell if it's a semi truck or not. So you can see that hood mirror. Which hood mirrors they're nice. I like them. You can see a lot more around your truck. But I do also like the old square nose, long nose trucks that don't have hood mirrors. The thing about it too is if you're gonna have hood mirrors, you gotta have hood mirrors, not a mirror, just one. You gotta have both. A truck doesn't look good without having both hood mirrors. If you only have one hood mirror, it doesn't look good. And there's some trucks out there that they literally only have the right hood mirror. They don't have the driver's side hood mirror, but the passenger side. I like them. I like trucks that have either both hood mirrors or no hood mirrors. fun fact about YouTube that I found out yesterday from Miss Dust Bunny is if you're watching somebody stream in the background, to give them watch hours, don't mute it, because if you mute it, they don't get their watch hours. So if you want to watch somebody stream in the background, find a different way to mute YouTube. Yes, ma'am. It doesn't really help me see all the way down the side of my trailer, but it does help me see down the side of my truck. I can see at least on my driver's side, I can see all the way down the side of my cab, and like the front. Well, I can't even see the front corner of my trailer, but I can see down the side of my cab on my driver's side. On my passenger side, I can see right beside my front right tire. I can't see down the side of my truck there, but I can see. I got to move it a little bit because it's actually off a little bit. But when I move it correctly, I can see down the side of my passenger side, but I can also see the front right tire, right beside the front right tire. So with that hood mirror on my right side, it cuts down on my blind spots, which is always a plus, always. Like I said, in real life, I love the hood mirrors. Now, if I'm playing American Truck Simulator, I won't get the hood mirrors because it cuts down on your graphics. It puts more strain on your graphics and stuff. But in real life, yes, I love hood mirrors. The more mirrors I can have, the better. Because if I can adjust them where they're all looking different ways, I can see more around my truck, which is always a plus. Now, actually, some companies like Newsenbaum and what's that other one? I had it right there, and now it's gone. Maverick. They had it where you have the side mirror, but above the side mirrors you have a big long black bar that has cameras on it looking straight back, and then on the inside you have screens on the A frame, or the A post, which is the one in front of your door. They have screens attached on both sides of the cab where you can look at them and you can see what those cameras see, which is a higher and farther out view of what your mirrors see, so you can see more. And I know Newsenbaum, some of their trucks, they've gotten rid of the side mirrors and they only have those cameras as their side mirrors. But I would want both. I'd want the side mirrors and the cameras to be able to see more. I know my company, they implemented this year, all the newer trucks that they're getting this year will have cameras in the mirrors, so when we turn on our blinker, the mirror will turn on, and or the camera in the mirror will turn on, and then we'll be able to see what that camera sees, which is mounted on the bottom of the mirror frame, pointing backwards. So at nighttime, we'll be able to see better, and even during the day. And that'll be on both sides of the truck. And then in 2026, my company is going to implement putting cameras on the back of the trailers, and then connecting it to a screen in our truck. When we hook up our electronics, it's going to hook up automatically, where when we put it in reverse, we can turn that camera on and see what's behind our trailer. Have like a live feed of what's behind our trailer, so, which will be nice. It's going to spoil us, but it'll be nice. My thing is, some technology in trucks is good, and then some of it's not. Kind of like the radar in the front of my truck. It's nice to have, and it's nice to have adaptive cruise control, But the way that it's set up is if that sensor messes up, I have no cruise control at all, not even basic cruise control. So it's good, but it's bad, because when the technology works, it's good. When it doesn't work, it sucks. But in that box on the front of my truck, that little bitty box, which is, oh man, let's see, how big is that box? That box is no bigger than a cell phone, really. It is about $2,000 to replace. So it's a lot of money for a little bitty box that really is, like I said, it's nice to have, but it's not necessary. My dad's always told me the acronym of KISS, keep it simple, stupid. I changed it around and made it keep it stupidly simple. If you keep things stupidly simple, then it won't be hard. Which nowadays, people don't use acronyms like that, and I think that's what's wrong with the world nowadays. Just like my dad said, do it right the first time so you don't have to do it again. You do something right the first time, then you don't have to go and do it again. But if you don't do it right the first time, then you got to keep doing it until it's right. That, and he always told me, work smarter, not harder. So, which is where the keep it stupidly simple comes in play too. Sometimes you can't just jump into something. You got to step back, think about it. Think if there's other ways, easier ways to do it. Which in trucking sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Because in trucking, truck drivers have to be problem solvers. There's a problem that comes up, and we have to, most of the time we're by ourselves, so we have to figure it out. Figure out how to get around it and stuff. I'll stream probably for another 10 minutes or 5-10 minutes, and then I'll jump off here and switch my trailers and head back out. Like I said, I may jump back on here and stream, I may not, just depends. Miss Dust Bunny, I don't think you miss anybody's live streams. The way that you do your live streams, I don't think you miss any of them, because you normally, when I'm talking to you or whatever, you have like 10 YouTube tabs open with 10 different people's live streams or 10 different people's videos up. I don't think anything could get missed by you. Yeah, Miss Dust Bunny, don't you remember you was on with Ghost most of the time, either on Discord or on the server? So. when I get to the 64 or 69, when I merge onto 69, that's when I'll end my live stream. I'll tell y'all, that's about 8 miles. So, like I said, about 8 more minutes or so. And then I'll say my farewells for now. Right now we're in Linville, Indiana, Warwick County, Indiana. So if you see what the truck in front of me, if you ever hear me say bobtail, that's what a bobtail is. It's a tractor without the trailer. The tractor is a truck. People call it tractor because of tractor trailers. But I've had people be like, what's bobtail? That's bobtail. Semi-truck without the trailer. Riding bobtail is not as fun as you think it would be. You don't have to worry about nothing behind you, but very rough to. It's very rough of a drive because semi trucks are made to haul weight. And without weight, the suspension and the airbag stuff don't work as good. So it's a very rough ride, or can be a very rough ride. Especially on the highways that are not well maintained and stuff. Also, I know I talked about it before, but a day cab is a truck without a sleeper on it, which is going to come up right there. That's a day cab, just the front part of the semi truck, just the cab part without the sleeper. That's, if you hear anybody say day cab or duty cab, that's what they're talking about. Ghost Boy, are you always right because you're a ghost? ghosts can't lie because they're always floating around. Which is about a mile and a half. I'll go around the exit for y'all and I'll kind of explain why semi-trucks or how semi-trucks go around exit ramps that loop around, and then I'll jump off. So exit ramps like the one up here, it's like 4-leaf clover that loop around. Semi-trucks, especially ones with 53-foot trailers or longer, or oversized ones, we can't just hug the inside line like cars do and go around these exit ramps. But I'll show you what we have to do. And I was actually taught this when I went through CDL training, and the guy that did my test, the examiner, actually told me this, or reinsured it for me. But since the trailer tires offset the way they do when I turn, when I go around a exit ramp here like this, one, I have to slow down to the speed, but two, I had to hug this outside line. So when I hug this outside line, my tandem on my trailer, depending on how sharp it is, are still inside that white line on the left or on the right side. It's called I don't know what's it called, high banking. You go up on the higher end of the exit ramp, so that your trailer tires are on the right, or stay on the ramp and in the lane. But this is where I bid y'all a farewell until next time. But I've had a great, awesome stream for almost 2.5 hours. I'm glad everybody came. I hope all y'all have a wonderful day. If I jump back up, I hope all you all come back and join me. But until then, I'll have a wonderful time. Hopefully y'all's day is full of sunshine and good weather. Until next time, y'all be safe.